Hello, Reds. Yes, I am doing a show after the derby as well. Not shying away from it. I'm joined by my very good mate, Jay from obviously E20 Zone TV. Anyway, Jay, obviously I was on your show earlier, so everyone you are watching on the repeat, make sure you do head over. All Jay's channel links are in the description anyway. And yeah, mate, massive thank you for coming on, mate.
No problem at
Straight
all, mate.
straight into it. Are you looking forward to the game on Saturday?
I am, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but when West Ham turn up, West Ham always turn up and turn up well. So, like this is a big game for West Ham. West Ham need a result, and obviously, it's one of them really.
Yeah, no, it's I'm as you can tell from the intro, not looking forward to it. Obviously, I spoke to you a couple of hours ago, mate. It's going to be difficult, I think, from our point of view, really. But from your perspective, mate, obviously there's a lot of to and fro in relation to your manager, mate. We'll get straight into it. What do you anticipate to happen? Come at the end of the season. Obviously, I was speaking to you through the week. Obviously, Amarin was in discussions with West Ham. Obviously, Willie signed that new contract, really. But what's your thinking, really, going to the end of this season? Going into obviously any potential new campaign next season with West Ham.
It's a tricky one with West Ham currently right now because if you look at it on paper, West Ham are doing all right. And having the manager out, people would think they're mad. But I do think it's run its course with David Moyes to a point. I think he's done enough. I think he deserves to walk out as a hero. But he ain't going to be walked out as a hero. He's going to be walked out as a bit of a villain to a point, which I think is bad. As the future, I honestly don't know. Almiron would be an unreal appointment, but that's just definitely not going to happen, not under this ownership. And then when I look at the situation currently right now, I'm a bit worried about next season, because you just never know what West Ham are going to do. It's like it could be one step forward or a few steps forward and five back. And it always has been that. Like I remember it before, we had Moyes in, he saved us, then we brought Pellegrini in, that was a complete disaster. And the rumours circulating that it could be Lopetegui coming in, the ex-Wolves manager, Real Madrid.
Do you think he'll be good enough for the Hammers?
Not for me, mate. Not for me. I've called this for 5 months, Jack. Yeah. I said if Moyes goes, Lopetegui will be in the frame because he's just a Sullivan appointment. Like our owner will make sure that he's the guy. And for me, it's a sideward step. I want it to be a forward step and like a long-term vision. It's a short-term. It's a short-term game for me.
Yeah, which is a potential yes man as well. Someone that just suffices really the owners. Would be your ideal preference, really, or the West Ham fans out there? Would you anticipate you'd like to see come in?
I think what it is, you have to look at it as a long-term plan, like a long-term, like a 5-year plan, basically.
Yeah.
Now I know there's no manager sort of lasts for 5 years, but I think going for an older manager who's only 3-4 years older than he's 3 or 4 years younger than Moyes.
Yeah,
it isn't really cutting it for me. I think you have to go and get someone like a Kieran McKenna or someone who's up and coming. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. If you believe in the man and you think the man could benefit the club long term, then go and get that man. I just feel with some of these appointments that it's because they're there. It's because they're sitting there with no job, basically. And for me, that's not a long term vision. That's a short term sort of gain to a point.
Yeah. Obviously, with your European adventures as well this season, mate, I think you've got the most difficult team in the competition. Obviously, Liverpool getting knocked out by Atalanta. What was your experience in relation to playing them? They are absolutely an exceptional side, aren't they, mate? But putting that aside, we are quite happy with the European run.
I think the European run was good, mate. Don't get me wrong. When we played them at their place, we held them out for 80 minutes and they scored 2 set-piece goals. And West Ham fans didn't like the way we were playing against them. I understand that. But you've got to do a job over there and try and get them back to the ELS. And in the last sort of 10 minutes of that game, that's where we just fell apart a little bit because we just ran out of steam. But when we was at home against them, we could have easily been 3-0 up in the first half hour. We was banging on the door and literally we scored early. Their keeper was keeping them in the game. But Alonso's a good manager. I will say that he's the one who will be the next big thing in the next sort of 10 years' time, I would say. Like he do something with Leverkusen and then he'll move on to either Real Madrid, Liverpool, or something like that. And then that's where he'll kick into gear. And then at half time, he changes things around. What I liked about Alonso, especially against us, is he took off his centre half after 30 minutes because he knew it wasn't right.
Very reactive.
He's sitting there and he's going, like, this is not working. Do I sit on my hands and hope it works, or do I change it now to make it us better now? And that's what he done. And obviously, they are a good side, Leverkusen. They really are. They really are.
In terms of obviously the back end of this season, mates, obviously when we spoke, it was Liverpool, as we said on your show, mate, today. Liverpool were flying. In terms of obviously player performances, key men to look out for. James Ward-Prowse looks like he's settled to life to West Ham. Has he been one of your star players this season, would you say?
He's had a decent year. Decent. It's been a decent year. Yeah, I thought he started off like a train, absolutely like a train, like assists, goals. Then over the last sort of few months, he hasn't been amazing. Right, against Leverkusen at home, I thought he was excellent. I thought he ran his heart and soul into the ground, and he literally done everything he could. But he's had a good season. A lot of the lads have had a really good season. Like Kudus has played really well. And
how's he adapted to life in the Premier League for you, miss?
I love it. I love him, mate. I literally love the geezer. I think when we signed him, I was over the moon. We signed him because I know I'll never forget a game when you mentioned it earlier on in 20 that he played Ajax and he scored that wonder goal like off the crossbar and everything. I was like, I would love to have this kid at West Ham. And when we signed him, I was over the moon. I think this season, it's been a progressive season for him. Like he's got better. Some people are saying that hasn't been scoring goals as such, etc. Like on a consistent basis. But then you've got Jared Bowen who's doing that. So, but Mo, I love Mo, mate. I really do.
Yeah. What's it like? Obviously, when you like, even when we brought Sadio Mane in, obviously Salah and all that.
Yeah,
it just goes to show that there is quality out there in the market.
Yeah.
In all honesty, whether that be for West Ham, for anyone really, in terms of great scouting. Obviously, taking the burden off Jared Bowen. I've done plenty of shows with you over the seasons as well, mate, about you need an out-and-out number 9. I know they're difficult to find. That gets 15 to 20 goals, but it's... do you think in terms of with the new manager coming in, this is why you need to really get the appointment sorted? Because obviously the crop of players has been rumours again that Paqueta might be going to City, but it's just about obviously losing a player of Declan Rice's quality. Do you, as a fan base, do you anticipate going into the summer? It's not just crucial in terms of who you bring, it's in terms of obviously that signal that it gives to the other players within your squad to really put your foot down and show some ambition, not just 100%. On the pitch, but off the pitch as well.
100%, mate. Couldn't agree with you more. Like, I think the manager... we've got to bring a manager in who's going to the players are going to want to play for. To say, you know what, I want to play for this man. I want to run through brick walls for this man. So that's a major thing. Like with Mo, I'm a little bit concerned. Obviously, with your Mo possibly leaving, Liverpool could come after Kudus. Like it fits the mould. He's a sort of player that would probably get into Liverpool starting at 11. I'm looking at Jared Bowen and all. Like he's another one who's there and who keeps getting like mentioned to big clubs and everything. So I think with the players that we've got, I think Paqueta goes. I think Paqueta's destined for Manchester. Like I think that's on the cards. I think he's down. I ain't gonna say he's down tools. A bit wrong choice of word, but I think his head is in Manchester, but his body's at West Ham, and his mind's just not on it at the minute.
Yeah, and as we said in the past, when obviously I think everyone in world football knew Declan Rice was going to the Arsenal break, but it's just what if Paqueta does go, if the inevitable is, it's what you do with that money that does come in and applying that in the right areas, really. In terms of obviously with the back end of the season, mate, there's a lot of. You're hoping to get at least a European spot going into obviously the new season. I think it's a club of your stature, mate, needs it's a bit of a spoke to you on your show today. So having that bit of consistency, do you want to see become a more consistent European side going into the new company?
100%, Jack. I want West Ham to start competing at that sort of level. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't want. I've seen West Ham too many times be at the bottom end fighting for our lives, and fighting for existence, basically. Do you know what I'm saying? So now I want to see if West Ham are a top 10 side. I'm happy. Yeah, because that shows consistent level. Do you know what I'm saying? But I do feel this season, I think we've let the European go in the Premier League. Obviously, yeah. I just think everything. I think it's been a collective. I think it's been a collective of trying to do the Europa League and playing against decent sides in there. And then now we've sort of run out of steam with the sort of team that we've currently got.
Yeah.
And I honestly believe that the next 4 games, we've got Hughes, we've got Chelsea, we've got Luton, and then we've got Manchester City on the final day.
Yeah.
If we somehow get Europe out of that, then that's unreal. But I think West Ham will probably finish about 10th. I think they will slip and slide down and then miss out on Europe altogether this year.
Be confident, lads, going into this. I'm telling you, I'm warning you. Liverpool will surprise you, mate. Chat, as I said, if you've got any show, obviously we're only going to go for another 10 minutes anyway. It's only going to be a quick, short show anyway. I'm going to try and do that a bit more for anyone just tune in on the post-match as well, everyone. Once this video's gone out live, see how it goes. Any questions for Jay? Starting with the queue anyway, and we'll get straight into it. And Everest has got one for you, mate. Jay, do you want an upgrade on Moyes, or are you willing to give him another season? Just from Everest. I think
this is a tough one, mate.
Because it's better the devil you know, mate, innit? It's that conundrum, really, that you've got, but you as a fan should be wanting to see a bit more ambition from the whole club, really, as well.
See, if they was to pump money in and give him players, like if he gets another transfer window, summer transfer like last season, when we brought in Alvarez, Kudus, and like another Panos and more players, you go out and get another 5 top quality players and start building the squad up. Maybe I'd say, you know what, give Moyes another year, or give Moyes 2 years to build the squad up, then hand it over to someone else. If West Ham are going to do it and go for another manager, they have to go for someone with a long-term vision. Like, for me, we're getting linked with Lopetegui. Graham Potter's sitting there, and for some reason, we keep getting mentioned with him. When I look at these managers, why are they still unemployed? If they're that good, and let's be honest, this season there's been manager appointments where people have lost their jobs, and none of these managers have gone to anywhere. And the fear is with me is that West Ham won't go and get that top end manager. Like an Almiron would be a man where I would go. He come to the club within 3 years. West Ham are competing for Champions League, because he's that good. Yeah, and I rate him very, very highly. But that seems to have sort of left egg on his face to a point, because I think he tried to come over here and use both clubs, West Ham and Liverpool, and it's come back and bit him on the arse to a point. So I want someone who wants to be at West Ham. I want a younger manager who can understand the modern game to a point, because the game is evolving. Yeah. And if I can get them 2 things, then I'll be happy, mate. As long as West Ham can stay at a level of top 10, I'm over the moon with that. I really am.
Yeah, 100%. As Everest said there, big up, mate. Everest, I know obviously you're heading off. Obviously, it's quite early where you are, mate. So look after yourself. Seems like logical and reasonable. Thanks for always welcome, Ezra. Thank you for the question, lads. Jay's always honest as well. They say that it is anyway on his channel and everything. So please do, everyone, check it out. Check it out, obviously. E20's own TV as well. The link is in the description. Everest, drop him a subscribe, mate. He's a top lad. In terms of team selection, mate, how do you anticipate David Moyes, obviously, if this is his last hurrah, really, the next couple of weeks, really, do you anticipate him to do you want to have a go at Liverpool? Yeah. Obviously, Liverpool are a wounded animal in recent weeks, mate, but would you like to, how do you anticipate him to approach the game?
I think he has to attack from the front in this game. I really do. I think Liverpool playing Wednesday night against Everton in an intense derby, and the pressure and the sort of energy that might have sapped out of them from that game. I expect West Ham to come out all guns blazing. West Ham have to come out all guns blazing to a point. The problem is with us currently right now defensively is our defence is a bit shaken. Do you know what I mean? We've got no Fagued. And if we go with Angelo Bonner and Kirk Zuma, then Liverpool will run through the middle of us. Do you know what I mean? Because they're both very, very slow. So if you've got Mo Salah, Diaz, and people like that running beyond them, then we're just going to get done. I agree with what you said earlier on E20 about the filling the midfield up. and trying to sort of frustrate Liverpool to a point. And West Ham might sit in their shell and go, right, come on, Liverpool, you come on to us, and then we can hit them on the counter.
Yeah.
But I don't know why, but when West Ham lose a heavy game, and they get absolutely obliterated by a team, the following game they always turn up. It happened with Fulham the other week, and then we played Bayer Leverkusen, and we give it everything.
Yeah.
In this game on Saturday, I expect West Ham to give it everything. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think if West Ham can score early, then Liverpool will have to come and really impose themselves. But if Liverpool score and West Ham have to come out, it's a completely different game. Liverpool can just play around us.
Yeah, you've certainly got a lot of quality that can certainly get in behind. I've done in the past, mate. In terms of quick start 11 from you, mate, from West Ham point of view, would you anticipate to start?
Areola in goal. I'll go Areola in goal. Left back, Emerson. Right back, Soufal. Centre halves will probably be Kirk Zuma, and I'm hoping for Mavropanos. If it ain't Mavropanos, then it'll be Angelo Bonner. If he goes attacking, he goes 4-2-3-1. He'll probably go Alvarez and Souček as a two-man sort of defensive midfield. Yeah. And then the front four sort of picks itself. Kudus, Bowen, Paqueta, and Mikel Antonio. Now, if that front four is all there and they're all starting, that's a statement of intent to say, right, they're going to go for it against Liverpool. If they don't go for it, then probably someone will be on the bench, i.e., it might even be Bowen on the bench, right, because he's just come back from an injury. It's touch and go whether or not he's going to play from the start. So if you take Bowen out and put Ward-Prowse in, basically it reverts back to a 4-3-3 with Paqueta left, Kudus right, and then Antonio through the middle. But you will know that just before kickoff in what way he's going to go for it.
Yeah. 100%, mate. Obviously, final question, mate. Obviously, before we do shoot off, it was just get your honest opinion, really, from obviously club outside of Liverpool, really, mate. Just your obviously with Jurgen Klopp leaving, potentially David Moyes leaving as well, mate. How have you deemed Jurgen Klopp's success at Liverpool? Has he impressed you? Left a mark? Do you think he'll be a big miss for the Premier League as a whole?
I think there's a few things in that. I think he's done a very, very good job at Liverpool. I think when Liverpool got rid of Brendan Rodgers, I think it was, wasn't it? And then he come in for him. He had a big job on his hands. Obviously, Liverpool hadn't won the league for about 30 years before they did win the league. They've won the Champions League. They've won other trophies. They've won League Cups. They've won all sorts of stuff under him, I think for the Premier League, it does dent it a little bit because you're taking out a quality manager. And if it is Slot from Feyenoord, you just don't know what you're going to get. It could be another Ten Hag reboot. You know what I'm saying? And that's you don't want that. But as a whole, I think Klopp's done well. He has done well. He's been very sort of outspoken in moments about 12:30 kickoffs and things like that. But as a manager and what he's done to Liverpool, he's made Liverpool a team to be feared. If that makes sense. Like Liverpool was never feared really when. Before he arrived, they was always in that sort of top 4, top 6 bracket, but they was never competing Manchester City. And currently, right now, when you look at it, Manchester City are like throwing billions at situations, and Liverpool have done it on a bit of a shoestring budget to a point. They spend money, don't get me wrong, but when you're up against a nation state, it's a bit hard, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? So, really, I think Klopp's done well. I think how it affects Liverpool moving forward. I think next season will be like a transitional season. And I think what people have got to respect is say, right, from an outside looking in, top 4 is the goal. Yeah, if you get top 4, then we're happy. Yeah, then we can build on that. If it is Slot and he comes in and does an unreal job, then it's a great appointment. But it's going to be a shame, though, Jack. As a fan who's not who's a neutral, basically to a point. It's going to be a shame that he does go, and obviously it's going to.
He's a big personality, as you said there, mate. Yeah. Like, he whines. I can understand why people dislike him as well, but I think obviously he just protects the players. Even some of the stuff like the substitutions, I think it's not just Liverpool he tries to stick up for. Like he tries to just give it a go, especially when you're against Pep Guardiola. Like this Premier League, as we said on your show, mate, it would be like the Bundesliga. Bayern Munich just winning the league every single season, which it has. We've only won one league in the last 5-6 year period, but I think Arsenal will find out in the next couple of weeks how difficult it just is to beat this.
And what it is, there was one season, I think it was a few years ago, when you went literally toe to toe with Liverpool, win all the way to the end. think it was like 95 points, 96.
Ridiculous.
Yeah,
That's
and
unheard of.
it just doesn't happen, right? And when you sort of lose it by a point or lose it on goal difference or whatever it was, like that to me says to you like that he's done good. He's done good, and obviously the expectation now has to come down from Liverpool fans to go, right, we're going to be there now, but then we've got to rebuild again. It is a bit of a shock, though. I'm not going to lie. I didn't see that one coming with Klopp leaving, but good luck to where he goes.
You never know. Hopefully, it's not too serious, but like as in life, you can never live in the moment and live in the day, mate. Anyway, score prediction, mate, from your perspective, Eagle. As I said to you, I've predicted no spoilers, but go and check his video out. I said I'm going for a West Ham win. I think the results for Liverpool in recent weeks, the attitude, how we've applied. So, but enough about us, mate. West Ham, are you confident?
I'm going to say it's going to be a great game, and I'm going to say it's going to be 3-2 to us. The reason why I say this is because I think West Ham having a fresh week does a lot. I think the energy sapping game from the Everton game the other day is going to come into account. If West Ham are still there or thereabouts in the 70th minute, and we're still in the game, then that's going to take its toll. You know what I'm saying? It's like eventually, right? You can't go from Sunday to Wednesday to a Saturday morning and then like think that ain't going to come into account. And where we haven't played, and if Bowen is back, I think there's a lot of factors. If Bowen's back and we've got Mavropanos back, I think we'll be all right. I think we'll give you a game. So I'm going to say 3-2.
Final question as well, as you mentioned with some of the players there. If there's one area that you could pinpoint going into the summer, if you do get a new manager, area of the pitch, where do you want to see a bit more investments? Is it
centre forward, mate?
Yeah, I've been saying to you for years, why have you not gone out and go? You've tried Skamaki, you've tried Halle. It's difficult, isn't it?
It's centre forward, mate. West Ham need to go out and buy a centre forward who's going to be at the club for the next 4 years. There's been links to sort of Solanke, ex-Liverpool player, Ivan Toney with us and things like that. West Ham need to go out and get a centre forward who can come in and look to replace Antonio. Antonio, at 34 years old, shouldn't be West Ham centre forward, mate. Like, he's done a really good job, don't get me wrong, and he has put in some really good performances since he's come back. But we're asking him to play 90 minutes week in, week out, and we've got no one on the bench to just do anything. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's the problem, really. So investment up front. I do think West Ham need to change their whole back line to a point, apart from Emerson, because I think Emerson's decent. But I'm looking at West Ham spending at the minimum, Jack, 200 million. Literally, West Ham need a complete rebuild.
Yeah. Obviously, you never know, mate. Obviously, with the new change in the rules, chat, if you missed it, there's quite a fair bit of the new legislation coming into place next couple of seasons. Where is it like a fourth of like the 40% of like the team at the bottom or whatnot? We'll do more shows on that, mate. Anyway, but as I said, Jay, massive thank you for coming on, mate. Just please do shout out where everyone can find you, please, mate. And obviously, if you got any streams coming up,
I've got. You can find me on E20 Zone TV. Instead over to YouTube, you'll find me there. You find me on Twitter at E20WHU. And straight after the game tomorrow, after 4, I'll be doing a player ratings in the evening. And we'll see what happens tomorrow. If it's a good one, then I'll be happy. If it's not, I'll be miserable. So there you go.
You'll be messaging me after the game anyway. But obviously, if you're on X or Twitter or whatnot, everyone and do like spaces, Jay does plenty of very vibrant, a lot of debate, which is it's all about anyway. But Jay, massive thank you, mate. To all the Hammers that are watching on the repeat as well. Best of luck to this season. Hopefully, Jay can get it sorted in the summer with a new manager potentially as well. But everyone, if you are watching up to this point, if you haven't subscribed to obviously Jay's channel and my channel as well, hit that subscribe button down below on the road to 6,000 and Jay's on the road. What are you on now? Like 3, close to 3, 4?
3.5. Come up to 3.5 now. Getting there.
Both soldiering on anyway. So there's one thing you can do. Please do head over, subscribe to Jay's channel and Everton. Cracking bunch of lads on there as well. But a massive thank you, Panov. Massive thank you, Everest, as well. Oh, I think I missed this one. I think this one for you, Jay. Final one. Who would you rather win the league? A rival London team or that lot that nobody cares about? Difficult, isn't it?
That lot that no one cares.
Yeah, there we go.
I can't have Arsenal with it, mate, because they'll be telling us that about Declan Rice. So yeah, Aston City.
There we go, Scouts. Hopefully that answers it. Yeah, I think City can. It's mad the world we live in. It could be like another 10 years. City win the next 10 leagues, probably catch up with both us and United anyway. Just no, I guess.
Yeah,
just absolutely mad. Big up there, George. Yeah, won't get started on your lot, George. Yes, certainly Chelsea. Unlucky lads. But everyone, a massive thank you for tuning in this evening. Have a lovely start to your weekend. Try and enjoy the game. Hopefully we get a load of goals anyway. And but yeah, Jay, massive thank you for jumping on, mate. And everyone, look after yourself. And yeah, we'll be doing a watch along tomorrow evening as well. So tomorrow morning, sorry. Wouldn't even be there for my show tomorrow. So tune in, everyone, and see you later. You never walk alone.